Hi ma'am, my name is Durgarao. I am from ECA section. My roll number is 20BQ180431. Now discuss the semiconductor physics. The concepts in the semiconductor physics is origin of energy bands in crystalline solids, classification of solids based on energy bands, chemical bonds in semiconductors, intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors, Fermi energy level, intrinsic carrier concentration, p-type and n-type carrier concentration, equation for conductivity, drift diffusion and instance equation, and last concept in the lesson is Hall effect and its application. These are the concepts in this lesson. Now discuss the origin of energy bands in crystalline solids. In an isolated atom, there are discrete energy levels as 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4x, etc., which are occupied by the electron. If all the atoms of a solids are assumed to be isolated from one another, then they have completely identical electronic schemes for their energy levels as shown in figure A. When these isolated atoms are brought together to form a solid, various interactions occur between the neighboring atoms. During this interaction, the higher energy levels are affected considerably, and consequently, the energy levels of the outer shells are slightly altered. Hence, the single energy levels of atoms split into large number of energy levels as shown in figure B. Since there are many atoms in a solid, so the separation between the split energy levels is very small. Hence the split energy levels are almost continuous and are said to form an energy band. Here show the figure. It is an individual atom and it is a crystalline solid, has 10 power 2 10 power 23 atoms. Here to form, here discrete energy level states as 1s, 2s and 2p, and show the in figure 2 the discrete energy levels ranges of energy level or bands show the in figure. There are energy bands in a solid corresponding to the energy levels in a atom. An electron in a solid can have only those discrete energies that lie within these energy bands. These energy bands are known as the allowed energy bands, which are generally separated by some energy gap known as forbidden energy bands or not allowed energy bands. Sodium atom has 11 electrons. The configuration of sodium atom is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Here 1s2 is completely filled and 2s2 is completely filled and 2p6 is completely filled and 3s1 is not completed filled. Is not completed 3s1. So it has a valence band and a conduction band and forbidden energy gap is there. An electron in a solid can have only those discrete energies that lie within these energy bands. These energy bands are known as the allowed energy bands, which are generally separated by some energy gap known as the forbidden energy gap bands or not allowed energy bands. Energy band occupied by the valence electron is known as valence band, and the energy band which is emitted or occupied by the conduction electrons is known as the conduction band. Now discuss the classification of crystalline solids. On the basis of the forbidden energy gap, solids are broadly classified into following three categories: insulators, semiconductors, and conductors. Insulators, semiconductors, and conductors. The band gap in insulator is greater than semiconductors. The band gap in semiconductors is greater than conductors. Now show the figure. Here band gap is here band gap here band gap is more in insulator, and in semiconductors band gap is less than semiconductors. In conductors band gap is very much less than in semiconductors. Insulators. Now discuss the insulators. Solids behave as insulator if it satisfies the following two conditions. one first condition, solids has even number of valence electrons per atom. The valence band and the conduction band are separated by a large energy gap compared with kT. The second point is the valence band and the conduction band are separated by a large energy gap. Here show the figure. Here the energy gap is very large. The energy gap is very large and compared with kT. Due to the large band gap, electrons cannot jump from the bands to the conduction band. So due to the large band gap, valence band electrons cannot jump to the conduction bands. It is not suitable. In insulators, the valence electrons are bound tightly their parent atoms. In case of glass, the valence band is completely filled at 0 Kelvin, and the energy band gap between the valence band and the conduction band is of order of 10 electron volts. An external electric field cannot provide this amount of energy to an electron in solid. Therefore, such solids behave as insulators because no free electrons are available to conduct electricity. Now discuss the semiconductor. The energy band gap or forbidden gap. The energy band gap between the filled valency band and the empty conduction band is small as compared to the insulators and more as compared to the conductors. Usually, this energy band gap is of order of 1 electron volts. Germanium and silicon are the common examples semiconductors. In germanium, the forbidden energy gap is 0.7 electron volts. The forbidden gap is 0.7 gap. Case of silicon, it is 1.1 electron volts. Due to the small energy band gap between the valence band and the conduction band, the electrons of valence band can be thermally excited to the conduction band. Where they are able to conduct a small current on application of electric field to the crystal. Here the energy band gap is less, very less. Here very less, and the excited valence electrons are easy to jump to the conduction band, and at 0 Kelvin temperature, a semiconductor behaves as a insulator, but at room temperature a semiconductor has the following peculiar properties. The first property, partially filled conduction band, and the second one is partially filled valence band. Third is very narrow energy band. Now discuss about the conductor. In conductors, there is no forbidden gap between the valence band and the conduction band. It is observed that the valence band overlaps with the conduction band in metals as shown in figure. There are sufficient number of free electrons, electrical conductions. Since the conduction band, the valence band overlap in case of metals, so the electrons from valence band and freely enter to the conduction band. Due to the absence of forbidden gap between the conductor bands, the valence band, there is no chance for the presence of holes. Hence, the total current in conductors is simply due to the flow of electrons only. Here there is no band gap. Conduction band and valence band is overlapped here. In conductors, valence band itself behaves as the conduction band. Due to this reason, metals in general have high electrical. This is the reason metals have high electrical. Now discuss about the chemical bonds in semiconductors. Chemical bonds in semiconductors like germanium and silicon has crystalline structure. Both these materials are tetravalent. Each has 4 valence electrons in the outermost shell. Electronic configuration of the germanium is a germanium atomic number is 32 and its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2 and 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p2. Here valence electrons is 6. Germanium. When the electron escapes from the covalent bond, an empty space is left behind which is called a hole. Here the 4 bonds here show the valence electrons here. So here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Each electron has 4 valency bonds, hence the intrinsic semiconductors. A semiconductor in which electrons and holes are so slowly created by the thermal excitation is called a pure or in the intrinsic semiconductor. These electrons reaching the conduction band due to the thermal excitation leave equal number of vacancies or holes in the valence band. That is, in an intrinsic semiconductor, the number of free electrons is always equal to the number of holes as shown above figure. Here number of holes is equal to number of holes is equal to holes is equal to holes is equal to electrons. In an intrinsic semiconductor, the number of free electrons that is always equal to the number of holes as shown in the figure. Now show this figure. There is holes and electrons. Here holes and electrons. Free electrons has black dark marks and holes is rounded here. Show the figure. Now discuss the extrinsic semiconductors. The electrical conductivity of pure germanium or silicon can be increased by adding impurity in the process of crystallization. The added impurity is very small, of the order of 1 atom per million atoms of the pure semiconductor. Such semiconductors are called as extrinsic semiconductors. The added impurity may be pentavalent or trivalent. The suitable pentavalent element are phosphorus and arsenic and antimony, etc. The suitable pentavalent elements as phosphorus, arsenic and antimony, etc. Various trivalent elements are boron, trivalent elements as boron, aluminium and gallium, etc. Depending on the type of the impurity added, the impure or extrinsic semiconductors can be divided into classes. One is N-type semiconductor and another one is P-type semiconductor. N-type semiconductor. When a pentavalent impurity is added to a pure crystal during the crystal growth, the resulting crystal is called N-type semiconductor. Let us consider the case when pentavalent arsenic is added to pure germanium crystal. The fifth electron of arsenic atom is not covalently bonded, but it is slowly bonded to the arsenic. Now by increasing the thermal energy or applying electrical field, this electron can easily be excited from the valence bond to the conduction band. Thus every arsenic atom contributes only conduction electron without creating a positive hole. Hence arsenic is called a donor element, hence it donates the free electrons. The crystalline has a hole has excises of electrons which are the current carriers. Since a current carriers are negatively charged particles. This type of semiconductors is called as n-type semiconductors. Here show the here pentavalent element impurity is added to a pure impurity. It is called the n-type semiconductor simply. P-type semiconductors. When a trivalent impurity, when a trivalent impurity atom like boron or aluminum is added to a pure crystalline during crystal growth, the resulting crystal is called a p-type semiconductor. Let us consider the case when trivalent boron is added to a pure germanium. There is a deficiency of one electron which is called the hole. Now the remaining fourth atom of the germanium also tries to form a covalent bond. It steals an electron from the neighboring germanium atom. Due to this stealing action, a hole is created in the adjacent atom. This process continues and the hole moves about a random way due to the thermal effects. Impurity atoms that contribute holes in this manner are termed as acceptors because they accept electrons from germanium atoms. Since current carriers are positively charged particles holes, this type of semiconductors is called p-type semiconductors. Show this figure is added a trivalent impurity like boron or aluminum. This type is called the p-type semiconductors. Now discuss the Fermi energy level. Fermi energy level. The maximum energy level occupied by a particle at 0 Kelvin temperature is known as Fermi energy level. Maximum energy level occupied by a particle at 0 Kelvin temperature is known as Fermi energy level. The position Fermi energy level position in figure A. Show the figure A. Here it is an intrinsic semiconductor. It is a n-type semiconductors. It is a p-type semiconductor. Show the figure and intrinsic carrier concentration or density of charge carriers and Fermi level intrinsic semiconductors. Now calculation of density of electrons. Let Dn be the number of electrons available between the energy interval E and E plus dE in the conduction band is Dn is equal to G of E into F of E into dE, where G of E into dE is the density of electrons in the energy interval. E and E plus dE, we know that G of E into dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2m power 3 by 2 and e power 1 by 2 into dE. Since the electron is moving in a periodic potential, its mass has to be replaced by its effective mass me. Hence, G of E into dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2me whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2 and dE. Since he starts at the bottom of the conduction band EC, then G of E into dE is equal to 4 pi h cube into 2me whole power 3 by 2 E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 into dE. And A is equal to G of E into dE is equal to A into E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 into dE, where A is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2me star whole power 3 by 2. In the equation 6.1, F of E is the probability occupancy of the electron for a given energy level E. F of E is equal to 1 by 1 plus x E minus EF by kT. Here conduction band and valence band, EF is the forbidden energy. is EF is the ferrobit and this is the band energy. Now from equation 6.1, 6.2 and 6.3, dN is equal to A into E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 F of E into dE. Now to obtain the total number of electrons in the conduction band at any temperature, we have to integrate the given equation 6.4 from EC, from limits EC to infinity. N is equal to integration EC to infinity A into E power E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 by into 1 by 1 plus experiment E minus EF by KT into D. For all possible temperatures, E minus EF greater than KT, so that the term unity in the denominator is neglected, then N is equal to integration EC to infinity A into E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 into 1 by exponential E minus EF by KT into D. Now N is equal to E integration E to infinity A into E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 minus of E minus EF by KT into D. By solving N is equal to A into EF by KT integration EC by infinity E minus EC whole power 1 by 2 E minus E by KT into D. To solve this integral, let us assume that E minus EC is equal to x. Now E is equal to EC plus x. Integration on both sides. Differentiation on both sides. dE is equal to dx. Here EC is a constant. Lower limit is equal to EC minus EC is equal to x. Now x is equal to 0. Upper limit alpha minus EC, A minus EC equal to x is equal to A. Now equation 6.5 becomes N is equal to A into exponential EF by KT into 0 to infinity x power 1 by 2 minus EC by minus x by KT into dx. Now by solving, we know that integration 0 to infinity x power 1 by 2 minus x into dx root of pi by 2 and 0 to infinity x power 1 by 2 minus x by KT into dx is equal to KT whole power 3 by 2 root of pi by 2. Now equation 6.6 becomes N is equal to A into EF minus EC by KT into KT whole power 3 by 2 into root of pi by 2. N is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2me whole power 3 by 2 EF minus EC by KT into KT whole power 3 by 2 square root of pi by 2. N is equal to 2 into, by calculation, 2 and the 2 ones are 2 twos are 2 twos are. N is equal to 2 into 2 pi m E KT by h square into EF minus EC by KT. Here A value as no. Calculation of density of holes. Let dP be the number of holes available between the energy interval E and E plus dE in the values band is dP is equal to G of E into 1 minus F of E into dE, where G of E dE is the density of holes in the energy interval E and E plus dE. We know that G of E into dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2m whole power 3 by 2 e power 1 by 2 into dE. Since hole is moving in a periodic potential, its mass has to be replaced by its effective mass mh. Hence G of E into dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube into 2mh into whole power 3 by 2 e power of into dE. Since EV is the energy of the top of the valence band, G into dE is equal to 4 pi by h cube 2 mh in whole power 3 by 2 ev minus e whole power 1 by 2 into d is equal to b into ev minus e power 1 by 2 into d, where b is equal to 4 pi by h cube whole into 2 mh whole power 3 by 2. In equation 6.8, 1 minus fe f of e is the probability of excitance of holes in the valence band. For all possible temperatures, E minus EF is lesser than kT, then 1 minus f of E is equal to 1 minus 1 by 1 plus EF minus E by kT is equal to 1 minus 1 plus E minus EF by kT whole power 1 minus 1. Now, neglecting the higher terms, 1 minus 1 plus E minus EF by kT. Then E minus EF by kT, 1 and 1 and minus 1 are cancelled. Now the equation 6.8 becomes dP is equal to B of EV minus E whole power 1 by 2 into 1 minus f of E into d. dP is equal to B of EV minus E whole power 1 by 2 E minus EF by kT into d. Now to obtain the total number of holes in the valence band at the any temperature, we have integrate equation from minus infinity to EV. P is equal to minus infinity to EV B of EV minus E whole power 1 by 2 exponential E minus EF by kT into d. By substituting the above assumptions in the equation, by solving we get the number of holes per unit volume of the material is given by P is equal to 2 into 2 pi mh kT by h square whole power 3 by 2 into EV minus EF by kT. Intrinsic carrier concentration in an intrinsic semiconductor, N is equal to P is equal to N is called the intrinsic carrier concentration. Ni square is equal to Np is equal to 4 into 2 pi kT by h square whole cube into Me into mh whole power 3 by 2 exponential EV minus EC by kT is equal to 4 into 2 pi kT by h square whole power 3 into Me into mh into 3 by 2 and exponential minus Eg by kT, where Ec and Eg is the forbidden energy gap. Hence Ni is equal to 2 into 2 pi 2 into 2 pi kT by h square whole power 3 by 2 Me star mh star whole power 3 by 4 exponential minus Eg by kT. Fermi energy level in intrinsic semiconductor. Since N is equal to P in intrinsic semiconductor, 2 into 2 pi Me kT by h square into exponential EF minus EC by kT is equal to 2 into 2 pi mh by kT wholes by h square whole power 3 by 2. Now by solving, exponential E 2 into EF by kT is equal to mh by Me star whole square whole power 3 by 2 exponential EV plus EC by kT. Applying log on both sides. Apply log on both sides to the above equation. By solving we get EF is equal to 3 kT by 4 log E into mh by Me plus EV plus EC by 2. We assume that Me is equal to mh, then EF is equal to EV plus EC by 2. Variation of Fermi energy level with respect to temperature. Thus, Fermi level is located halfway between the valence band and the conduction bands. T is equal to 0 Kelvin temperature. With increase of temperature, the Fermi level is displaced towards conduction band. If M star H greater than Me star, or downwards to valence band if MH star is less than Me star value as shown below figure. In most of inorganic materials, the shift of Fermi level on account of Me star is not equal to MH star insignificant. The Fermi level in electronic semiconductor may be considered as independent of temperature as it in middle of the band gap. Here it is an valence band and it is a conduction band. Here it is the band gap between the valence band and the conduction band. This this is the energy easy. Previously discussed about n-type semiconductor. Now discuss the n-type carrier concentration. An n-type semiconductor is obtained by doping pentavalent impurity atoms to an intrinsic semiconductor. Here Nd is the donor concentration, is the donor energy level, and Ed is shown in the figure. At very low energy level, very low temperatures, all donor levels are filled with electrons. With increase of temperature, more and more donor atoms get ionized and the density of the electrons in the conduction band increases. We know the density of electrons in the conduction band from the equation. N is equal to 2 into 2 pi me into kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 into expansion ef minus ec by kt. Here show the figure. It is a valence band and a conduction band. The forbidden energy is F is equal to EC minus ED by 2. The density of ionized donors must be equal to the density of the density of the ionized donor must be equal to the density of electrons in the conduction band at very low temperature. Nd into 1 minus F into Ed is equal to 2 into 2 pi Me star kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 into exponential Ef minus Ec by kt. Nd into exponential Ed minus Ef by kt is equal to 2 into 2 pi Me kt by h square whole power 3 by 2. Exponential Ef minus Ec by kt, since 1 minus f of Ed is equal to exponential Ed minus Ef by kt. Apply log on both sides to the above equation. Log of log E Nd log of Nd plus Ed minus Ef by kt is equal to log of 2 into 2 pi Me kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 plus Ef minus Ec by kt. 2 into Ef minus Ec minus Ed by kt is equal to log of Nd by 2 into 2 pi Me star kt by h square whole power 3 by 2. By solving, 2Ef minus Ec minus Ed is equal to kt log of Nd by 2 into 2 pi kt by h square whole power 3 by 2. 2Ef plus Ec plus Ed plus kt log of Nd by 2 into 2 pi Me kt by h square whole power 3 by 2. By multiplying the 2 on both sides, Ef is equal to Ec by Ed by 2 plus kt by 2 into log of Nd by 2 pi kt by h square whole power 3 by 2. Question 2. At t is equal to 0, 0 Kelvin temperature, Ef is equal to Ec plus Ed by 2. Here substituting the k is equal to 0, then Ef is equal to Ec plus Ed by 2. Substituting the value of Ef from equation 2 in equation 1. N is equal to 2 into 2 pi E into kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 exponential Ef minus Ec by kt is we get. Ne is equal to 2 into 2 pi me kt by h square 3 by 2 expansion expansion of ed plus ec by 2 plus kt by 2 log of nd by 2 into 2 pi me kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 minus ec is equal to 2 into 2 pi me kt by h square expansion ed minus e plus ec plus kt log of e into nd by 2 into 2 pi me kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 minus 2 ec by 2 into kt. By solving we get Ne is equal to 2 nd whole power 1 by 2 and 2 pi me star kt by 3 by 4 by h square expansion ed minus ec and 2 kt. By all the constant we get Ne is directly proportional to the square root of nd. Concluding this equation, Ne is directly proportional to the square root of nd. Variation of Fermi level with temperature. Now discuss the topic variation of Fermi level with temperature. As shown in figure, with increase of temperature, Fermi level increases slightly by the following equation. EF is equal to EC plus ED by 2 plus KT by 2 log of ND by 2 into 2 pi ME star KT by H square whole power 3 by 2. So the temperature increases more and more. Donors donors are ionized and these are completely ionized at a particular temperature. Further increase in temperature, the Fermi level moves towards EI as shown in figure. Here conduction band and valence band Nd is equal to 10 power 21 atoms per molecule cube and Fe Fe is equal to Ec by Ec plus Ed by 2. Show this figure and be easy to understand. P-type carrier concentration. An P-type semiconductor is obtained by doping a trivalent impurity atoms to an intrinsic semiconductor. Here Na is the acceptor concentration level as shown in figure. At very low temperature, all the accept levels are empty. With or of temperature more increased, atoms get ionized. We know the density of holes in the valence band. P is equal to NH is equal to 2 into 2 pi mh kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 expansion EV minus EF by kt. Here conduction band and valence band and Na is equal to 10 power 21 atoms per Q cube and Ec, E1, EV, Ea and temperature and energy. The density of ionized acceptor must be equal to the density of holes and valence band at very low temperature. That is Na is equal to F into Ea into is equal to 2 into 2 pi mh star kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 expansion EV minus EF by kt. After this solving we get same equation. After the solving we get same equation. NH is equal to 2Na whole power 1 by 2 into 2 pi mh star kt by h square whole power 3 by 4 expansion EV minus Ea by 2 kt. Now NH is directly proportional to square root of Na. Variation of Fermi level with temperature. As shown in the figure, with increase of temperature, Fermi level decreases slightly by the following equation. So as the temperature increases more and more, acceptor atoms are ionized and these are completely ionized at a particular temperature. Further increases in temperature, the Fermi level moves towards Ei as shown in figure. Conduction band and valence band and here the graph is changed in EF is equal to EB plus Ea by 2 here. Review. Now show the equation for conductivity At finite temperature, due to thermal agitation, some of the valence band electrons are always present in conduction band. And an equal number of holes are present in the valence band. In the absence of any applied electric field, these electrons and holes move in random directions and constitute no current. When an electric field is applied, these electrons and holes get accelerated towards the opposite ends of the field and their velocity begins to increase. This increase in velocity, however, does not continue indefinitely because of the collision of these carriers with the various types of the obstacles such as atomic nucleus, phonons, etc. present in the semiconductor. Here, this extra velocity accumulated by the carries in the presence of an applied electric field is called the drift velocity A. Nu is equal to Vd by E, denoted by Vd. It is a proportional strength of the applied electric field. Nu is the modulity of the charge carrier. Here show the Vd is directly proportional to E and nu is the proportionality constant. Now discuss the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor. If Nd denotes the density of electrons in the conduction band of semiconductor, the total charge per unit volume of the conduction bands is N. Let the drift velocity of an electron due to an electric field is E, Vde. Now the current density J is equal to Ne E into Vd. So and J is equal to N into E into nu E into E. We know that J is pi E into E since Vd, okay, where pi is where we know that J is equal to sigma E, where sigma E is a conductivity of the semiconductor due to the electrons in the conduction band. Equation 1 and 2 we know that from equation 1 and 2 pi E is equal to nu Ne E nu E. Similarly, in the valence band, if nth denote the density of holes and conductivity of semiconductor due to the holes in valence band is given by pi h is equal to nh into E nu h, for where nu h is the mobility of hole. Hence, the total conductivity of the intrinsic semiconductor is given by pi is given by sigma is equal to sigma E plus sigma h is equal to Ne E nu E plus Nh E nu h is equal to E into Ne nu E plus Nh nu h. The above equation is called the equation for conductivity in intrinsic semiconductor. Electrical conductivity for intrinsic semiconductor. In case of intrinsic semiconductor, the density of electrons in the conduction band must be equal to the density of holes in the valence band, and thus we can write Ne is equal to Nh is equal to Ni, where Ni is the intrinsic carrier concentration. Conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is given by sigma is equal to Eni into nu E plus nu h. We know that Ni is equal to 2 into 2 pi kt by h square whole power 3 by 2 into me star into mh star whole power 3 by 4 expansion of minus eg by 2 kt. Substitute the value of Ni in the above equation. We get pi is equal to 2e into nu e plus nu h into 2 pi kt by h square into me into mh whole power 3 by 4 expansion of Eg minus 2 kt. Here, nu E and nu H are not strongly dependent on temperature in comparison to density of electrons and holes. Pi is dependent on temperature. Electrical conductivity of extrinsic semiconductor n-type semiconductor. In n-type semiconductor, the electrical conductivity is primarily due to the electrons in the conduction bands and can be written as sigma is equal to nd nu e. P-type semiconductor. In P-type semiconductor, the electrical conductivity is primarily due to the holes in the valence bond and can be written as sigma nu A into nu H into E. Drift diffusion and Einstein's equation. Drift diffusion and Einstein's equation. Drift. Let us consider a semiconductor with electrodes and holes and apply a potential differences as shown in the diagram. Here, semiconductor with electrons and holes and apply potential difference and current and electrons. Diffusion. Let us consider a semiconductor with a charge carriers as shown in the figure. Here a charge carriers flow is in direction. Charge is in forward direction. It is in the direction. Definition. The motion of the charge carrier under the influence of electric field is known as drift. I is equal to V by R. The motion of the charge carriers under the influence of the electric field. I is equal to V by R. We know that Ohm's law V is equal to IR. Here I is equal to V by R. Now V is V by rho L by A is equal to 1 by rho into V by L into A. I is equal to sigma E A. I by A is equal to sigma E. J bar is equal to sigma E bar. I by A is equal to J equal to current density. Here diffusion, the definition is the motion of charge carriers due to the concentration variation is known as diffusion. The motion of charge carriers per unit length per unit time is directly proportional to minus dN by dx. Negative sign indicates opposite direction. The motion of charge carriers due to concentration is known as diffusion. The motion of charge carriers per unit length per unit time is directly proportional to the negative sign indicates opposite direction. The current per unit length is directly proportional to the current per unit length. J is equal to minus dE into dN by dx. In particular direction, Jx is equal to sigma Ex. Here sigma is equal to Ne nu. Jx is equal to Ne nu E plus P nu H into Ex. For electrons, Jn is equal to minus Dn E into Dn by dx. For holes, Jp is equal to minus dp by into E into dp by dx. Since the current direction is opposite to flow of electrons, Jn is equal to Dn into E into Dn by dx. Hence the total current density due to the drift and diffusion in semiconductor is given by J total is equal to Jx plus Jn plus Jp. J total is equal to Ne nu E plus Ne nu H into Ex plus Dn E into Dn by dx minus dp by E into dp by dx. Einstein's relation. The relation between d and nu is given by d is equal to kt by E into nu E. d by nu is equal to kt by E equal to Vt. D is the diffusion coefficient, K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature Kelvin, E is the charge of electron, nu is the mobility. Here the definition: D is the diffusion coefficient, K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature in Kelvin, E is the charge of electron, nu is the mobility. Vt is equal to volt equivalent temperature. D by nu, dp by nu n is equal to dn by nu e is equal to kt by E is equal to Vt. Hall effect. Now discuss the last topic in this lesson, Hall effect. Hall effect was discovered by E.H. Hall in 1879. According to Hall effect, when a magnetic field is applied perpendicular to a current carrying conductor, a potential difference is developed between the points on opposite side of the conductor. This effect gives information about sign of charge carriers in electrons conductor. Here current is in the direction and magnetic field and the electrons magnetic deflecting force E is equal to E into Vd plus Vd into B. Hall electric deflecting force is equal to E into H as the net force on the charge carriers becomes 0. E into Vd into B is equal to E into H, or EH is equal to minus Vd into B. Writing in terms of magnitude only, EH is equal to minus Vd into B. We know that drift velocity Vd is the related to the current density J by thing relation. Vd is equal to J by NA. EH is equal to 1 by NA into JB. If VH be the Hall voltage in equilibrium, then EH is equal to VH by D, where D is the width of the bar. The ratio of a Hall electric field EH to the product of the current density J and magnetic induction B is known as Hall coefficient. This is denoted by RH. So RH is equal to EH by JB is equal to 1 by NE. The Hall coefficient is negative when the charge carriers are electrons and positive when charge carriers are holes. The Hall coefficient is negative when the charge carriers are electrons and positive when charge carriers are holes. Holes అయినప్పుడు పాజిటివ్ అండ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అయినప్పుడు నెగిటివ్. Applications of Hall effect. Hall effect gives information about the sign of charge carriers in electric conductor. It is found that the most of metals have negatively charged electrons. Hall effect is quite helpful in understanding the electrical conduction in metals and semiconductors. Hall effect can be used to measure the drift velocity of the charge carriers. We know that Vd is equal to J by Ne. Measurement of Hall coefficient gives the number of current carriers per unit volume. If N be the number of charge carriers per unit volume and A be the face area of a plate, then I is equal to N into E into A into Vd. Also Vd is equal to EH by B. Therefore I is equal to NEA into EH by B. Let B be the breadth and D be the width of the face area of conductor. Then A is equal to BD. So I is equal to NEBD into EH by B, or N is equal to EB by EBD EH. Now I is equal to N into E into BD into H by B, or N is equal to IB by EBD into H. Thank you, ma'am, for the given opportunity, and thank you.